Welcome to Who Lives Around the Corner, a new visual podcast with interviews of neighbors with a variety of unique interests and talents. And now the host of Who Lives Around the Corner, Mr. Dan Regan.
Hi, this is Dan Regan, and the podcast Who Lives Around the Corner. And we're going to explore today a very interesting subject that's taken over the country, not only nationally but internationally, the subject of pizza. Now, pizza just started by immigrants coming over, but take California. They got all kinds of vegetable pizzas. They're putting cauliflower and figs. And then as you come across the country, you got Chicago with the deep dish pizza. And then when we go up to New England, we got the Greek pizza. And then when we travel down to Connecticut, we got the fresh clam pizza with garlic, which is delicious. But today we have a very special third-generation pizza man, John Mandara. John, I want to welcome you to our podcast.
It's a pleasure.
Tell us how you got involved in this whole thing. Where were you born?
I was born in Queens, raised there. I went to St. John's University. My dad owned a pizzeria in Far Rockaway, Queens, which I used to help out during high school and college. And then my brother, who got into the business with my dad, found this location up here in Rockland. At that point, I had been working with an accountant, and he told me his idea, and he sold me on it. And we ended up moving up here, and in 1984, we opened Posa Posa Restaurant.
You've been stuck here since 1984.
41 lovely years.
That's beautiful. And tell us about how the pizza business functions. What do you have in the ingredients and things like that?
Well, like most people know, you start with your dough, and then you add your great tomato sauce, and then you add some mozzarella cheese, which is everybody's favorite.
That's beautiful. Show us some of your varieties. I had a tray, and not only do you do the normal pizza, but there's new varieties, so point out.
Okay, we'll do. So we'll start with Grandma Pizza.
Grandma Pizza, they say, came from Queens. Is that true?
My grandma's from Italy, so I'll say it came from Italy.
Good.
But basically, that's dough, thin crusted Sicilian with San Marzano tomatoes crushed up with some fresh garlic, and then old-fashioned dried mozzarella.
Wow, that sounds good.
This is a variety of that. This is Tipsy Grandma Pizza. And it's, instead of San Marzano tomato sauce, it's made with a vodka sauce.
And you got some vegetarian.
Yes, this is probably our most popular. It's called a Fresca. It's made with zucchini, tomatoes, onions, and some cheese.
It's my favorite. It really is good.
One of our better. And then this is an idea my brother came up with, stuffed pizza. This is our most popular. It's a Roman pizza. It's made with potatoes and onions. And then it has pepperoni, sausage, and cheese in it. And then we put a crust over the top to make it almost like a sandwich pizza.
Wow, super.
This is a veggie version of that, made with broccoli, spinach, green peppers, mushrooms, and cheese. And these are rolls. We make 3 variety of rolls. This is our spinach and cheese roll. We also have one stuffed with sausage, peppers, onions, and cheese, and then we have everybody's new favorite, chicken and cheese with some sauce in it. It seems like chicken is the new popular topping for everything. So we're going to make a mix of Sicilian dough, which will eventually be stretched out into this pan to make the Sicilian. When we do that, we do put more yeast, because we want it to rise to make the Sicilian fluffier. So Sicilian gets more yeast than regular dough.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so how many ounces we got there? 4 ounces of yeast there. Okay. A little bit of oil. That's soy oil, peanut oil in your face and all. Although people that are peanut out.
And then in Chicago pizza, they use twice the amount of oil to bring up the protein.
Some salt.
What is that? Salt.
We add salt and just a touch of sugar. We'll let it grow some more when we bring it out.
And we need to use it. We'll take it out for like 2 hours before to let it rise even more.
How long do you leave it in the refrigerator to set?
This will be used tonight. So sometimes I'll make it overnight, but when we need it, we need to pull it out. So
he prepares the dough and they prepare the final
sauce, and we let it rise up on top of the ovens. So the heat and the yeast expands when it gets hot. This is the mozzarella we use for beef dish. Oh, this is the grandma. I apologize. This is the dry mozzarella for the grandma cheese. You don't mind, Rich?
No. Cheers.
That's how you get mustard.
Oh my God! So lift that up and dump it in the thing.
And now he's putting in what?
That's just a little more flour we're gonna add to. At this point, he's been doing this long enough that he has no. 100-pound bag of filler. Yeah. When it probably got small, so let's use whole block special, the best piece of equipment you could ever buy in the United States.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that.
I was the head chef in the Air Corps, man. I don't get it. That's why I
Pull it up in balls,
That's what I was going to ask you.
and let it sit for a couple hours, and then we put it in the pan.
Now in the back kitchen of Posa Posa with our friend, and he's going to show us around some of the areas. Here's the man doing the chicken breasts.
Yes, so
How long you been doing chicken breasts?
A long time ago.
A long time.
he's been with us like 25 years.
Now what are you cooking there?
Chicken salad.
Chicken salad?
Yeah, that's gonna go over a bed of lettuce. So that's grilled chicken, sun-dried tomatoes, and mussels.
Wow.
Just put over a bed of lettuce. One of our better sellers, actually.
That looks like it's good enough beef.
Here's our marinara sauce.
You use
With
one
some garlic.
standard sauce.
Well, we use two, a marinara here, and this is our tomato sauce. Our regular tomato sauce goes on most chicken parm dishes. We go through a lot of this tomato sauce, so yeah.
How was the marinara sauce made?
It's made with fresh garlic and oil. Cooked in there. Yeah, oil and garlic, as opposed to no garlic in here.
No garlic in the red sauce, the bland.
Only in the marinara.
And how do we do the white sauce?
Garlic and oil.
Right?
Saute the garlic in the pan with some oil. Roll the pasta in. And then the Alfredo sauce is made with cream. Heavy cream. Yeah.
We're now entering the dining room and the private party player. If anybody wants to run a party, it's available. And how many do we seat?
This room here seats like 65. We have another room that seats like 35.
So we got a total of 100 seats. We're now going to begin where the pizza is made. And what's your name?
Sam.
Sam. Okay, how many years you making pizza here?
About 43.
43 years. Okay, that sounds like a sentence. Oh, I wish you can do.
Start?
Okay, so we start with the dough. Has the dough got any oil in it?
Very little.
Very little oil. So in order that it doesn't break when it cracks, and it's stretched out into the size of small, medium, and large. And we roll it around.
That's done for an 18-inch pie right there.
Okay, you describe how the pie is being made.
At this point, he got out and pushed out most of the air that was in there. Now just stretch it to the right size. Big hands like that, it's a couple. Me, I'd take like 10 minutes to get it that size. And then 8 ounces of sauce. Touch of oregano. And then a mix of mozzarella with grande and the other blend.
Now this is a regular pie.
Regular 18-inch cheese pie, no topping. And that cheese will all melt together at some point.
gets taken there and put into the oven.
Yeah.
How long does it take?
7 to 9 minutes.
7 to 9 minutes.
Yes.
And what are some of these other varieties over here?
This is a fresca shell. So we cook it with a little sauce, and then we'll fill it up with the cheese, zucchini, tomatoes, mushrooms, onions, and a little more cheese on top, and then some grated cheese. And it looks like that right there.
Okay.
I want to see it before.
This is one of my
This is the
specialties.
vegetable stuffed pizza. Broccoli, spinach, green peppers, and mushrooms and cheese. This is the meat one. Ham, sausage, pepperoni, and cheese. And this is our most famous one. The Roman. Potatoes, onions, pepperoni, and cheese. And sausage. This is the grandma. Fresh.
That's the famous grandma pizza. And this is the fresca pizza?
Yes, the one we have the shelf for.
Take us on, come around and take us on to the lower level.
These are sausage, pepper, and onion rolls. And these are spinach and cheese rolls. It's a nice little meal right there.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
And this is the Chicago deep dish always with our marinara sauce. Underneath that is our homemade fresh mozzarella and some grated cheese. Wow. Super.
And what do we got on
Oh,
this?
and this is our newest addition from 2 years ago. This is the grandma pizza, but made with vodka sauce.
From Long Island,
No, from right here in Rockland.
right in
Long Island.
Rockland County. And here we have some of our active customers. How long have you been buying in Posa Posa?
Oh my goodness, I live here for over 50 years. I don't remember when I started coming here, but
What's your
From that
favorite
time-
pie here?
I'm very plain Jane.
Plain Jane.
I'm a plain Jane pie.
Okay, let's see
Okay.
somebody that's eating a variety. Hi, how long have you been buying in Posa Posa?
That's fine. Plate's fine.
20
Thank you.
years. You've been stuck here for 20 years. What kind of pie do you enjoy here?
Well, I like the spinach roll and I like fresca.
Spinach, a vegetarian,
No, but
it's delicious.
yeah, it is.
That's
It is.
great. I want to thank you. These are some of the employees that have been working. How long have you been working at Posa Posa?
Day 1.
That's Steven. Oh, that's Steven Aiello. Now I got him. Okay. And I want to thank you for entering the house of Posa Posa. Is that pie ready?
Not yet.
Not yet. Let's see what's doing. Open that oven. What degree do you keep that oven at?
550.
550. What an operation. Tell us a secret. Do you eat pizza?
Oh my gosh. 2 slices almost every day that I work.
No kidding.
Yes.
And your wife and your kids?
Yes. Well, my wife is more for the vegetarian one because she's always looking to watch her weight. But yeah, both my kids, but not as much as I do. I'm just. That's all. This is my last meal.
Are your kids going into the business or are you going to chase them into
I'm chasing them somewhere else for now, only because it is a hard business.
Yeah, it is.
You work on holidays and stuff like that, but it's been very rewarding. I've met some great people. I have some wonderful customers, so.
Tell me, give me your secret. What's the next pizza coming along that nobody's ever heard before? What would you like to see put on the pizza? Butter pecan ice cream?
Oh my gosh, don't even go there. But wow, people have been all kinds of crazy toppings now. I mean, I don't have to tell you. Obviously, you have Philly cheesesteak pizza now. You have every kind of vegetable on a pizza now. But chicken has become the most popular. I mean, chicken masala pizza. It's
You also run a restaurant
Yes.
besides the pizza. Tell us about it.
Yes, a restaurant that fit like over 100 people in there, and our menu is pretty traditional: chicken parm, chicken masala. But we do have like 10 different chicken dishes, like 20 different pasta dishes. a bunch of great salads, seafood and veal.
Do you do catering outside?
We do. We'll cater in your home, and we also have 2 party rooms available if anybody wants to have a graduation party or a rehearsal dinner for a wedding. Any occasion that needs to be celebrated, we have room for you.
You know what I enjoy most about your pizza? You could bring it home, and if you got any left over, you put it in the freezer, and it reconstitutes perfectly.
Yeah, thank you. That's probably
think
one of our
that-
better traits is
It really
it
is.
reheats well. It doesn't go bad, and it's always good to have some extra in the freezer.
Well, I want to thank you for this podcast, and to our listeners, let me tell you, if you want to get a good pizza, come to Posa Posa in Nanuet, right around the corner for us. John, thank you.
My pleasure.
If you have or know of a neighbor with a unique interest or talent, please get in touch with us with their contact information and please include their unique interest or talent. Email us at wholivesaroundthecorner@gmail.com. Goodbye for now. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Who Lives Around the Corner, a new visual podcast of neighbors with a variety of unique interests and talents, with host Dan Regan. Brought to you by Rockland World Radio and Modern Metro Studios.